Yep.
All right, here we
Making
are.
teeth. Making
Hey,
those chompers, huh?
hey, Zach.
Cheers. How's it
Cheers,
going, Belly?
cheers, buddy.
Sorry for the phone quality here. I'm at Sisyphus. I didn't bring my recording
It's
laptop.
actually pretty good. What if you flip it? Can you flip it landscape?
Can I flip it landscape?
Yeah, I'm
I don't know.
curious what.
Well, I was going to show you that.
Okay,
I had to keep these in my bag. So that's
what are
why.
those? Can you? What is that? Ooh,
I,
listener Zachy is showing me two
2 boxes of
incredibly
mystery
beautiful,
boosters.
sealed, shiny.
Yeah.
Are you
Wow.
gonna do a little drafty?
We're gonna do a little drafty if people show up. It's always a struggle. Now we don't have dreamers supporting us.
Is
So
this what? So you only have a short amount of time because you're gonna go draft.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine. This is
Yes,
beautiful.
I mean this listener. If you're listening to this happens every single month. The second Wednesday of the month, we have a draft at Sisyphus Brewing at 6 p.m. And for the last several years, basically post-pandemic, like ever since things started to open up, it was organized by Dreamers. We have Sam Harriman, who's the owner of Sisyphus, in the back.
Hi, Sam.
Sort of infrequent collaborator with us. We did some limited content. We should do some more.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
proud of that, Zach. Frequent collaborator.
Yeah, I mean, like this is like our second home, you know.
Yes. Home
Um,
away from home.
Actually, I was talking to my therapist about this. My therapist was asking me like, what are the spaces where you feel welcome? And I was like, well, right here, baby. This is
Did you
me.
do the opposite of that? What are the spaces you feel in conflict,
Mm.
harassed?
Well, it might be Micah place.
And did you mention your own podcast?
Yeah, my own podcast. If I'm sharing the mic with certain individuals, who shall not be named.
Um, well, that's great. Speaking of magic,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just get it right out of the way. I'm a little bummed. I have a play group, which is my brother and some of our friends and extended family, and there was just no one bit on the Thunder Junction box that I was so excited to trade in for and flip, basically. And now everyone's talking about Bloom Barrow. So
Yeah.
I'm fucking sitting on this Thunder Junction box,
Yeah.
with no one to crack it with.
Well, you can just sit on it. What you
Okay.
have to do now is you have to sit on it for like 2
Well, this
years
is not what
plus.
I wanted to do. I got out of the sitting game, Zach. I was
Yeah.
standing, I was lean and mean, and then now.
Yeah, you gotta. The hype cycle. The hype cycle is really past Thunder Junction on.
I know.
It's really
We're like
interesting because
5 news stories beyond that. Like, actually, really 100.
well, okay, since Thunder Junction, we've had Modern Horizons 3, Assassin's Creed, and now Bloomborough.
Yeah, we had Nadu Summer.
Oh my god! Yeah, well, it is Nadu Summer. Yeah, Nadu. As time of recording, Nadu has not been banned in modern.
Wow. I do have to say, it seems like Assassin's Creed was a fucking dud, because I've heard, like, nothing about it, basically.
There is one card that apparently is seen like. Oh, there's one card that Aspiring Spike has been playing in modern, and so I don't know if that. Aspiring Spike plays Bruise, so I don't know if that necessarily means that it's going to see like real constructed modern play.
Right.
But there's at least one card that has promise. But I mean, I have not paid attention to Assassin's Creed at all. I do not want to play modern. I do not want to get into modern. I see no reason for me to build a modern deck, right?
Uh-huh.
So
you're sticking to limited. How's the grind going this season, Zach?
The thing is, I've been playing Pioneer, right? Because I did
Ooh.
build a Pioneer deck. I do own Pioneer Phoenix, and I've been trying to qualify for the DCRC. The DCRC, that's fun to say. It sounds like a Star Wars droid.
DCRC.
Hard to say that. Star Wars droid. But I have not been finding that much success playing Phoenix and Pioneer.
Wow,
it's a hard deck to play, and Zachy's been making a lot of mistakes.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's okay, but like it is also like, I had a match in this RCQ last week. There was one RCQ that was local, so like everyone came out to it, even though like whatever. Oh, that's the other thing, right? Is that everyone came out to this RCQ. Half the people are already qualified, right? And they're trying to push their friends through.
Yes. Okay. You had been texting me this or
Yeah.
messaging me this. Is this related to what you had been DMing me?
I mean, yes. And so the thing is, if you are already qualified for the RC,
Uh-huh.
in the past they had you could not sign up for RCQ if you're already qualified for the RC.
Sure.
Now they allow you to do that, which means that friends have incentive to play in RCs and then like scoop to their friends in order to increase their chances of passing through to the finals, right?
Yeah. That seems bad.
Yeah,
That seems like a bad policy.
it doesn't feel great, And
Uh-huh.
like to be fair, like it's not that like the competition is all that stiff. Like if I were better at Magic, I think I would have qualified by now. But like Phoenix is a hard deck to play. Like because you're like thinking about there's so much to think about. You're like sequencing your spells and you're trying to plan what you're gonna do next turn and do the other turn. I had a game in the last RC where I was playing against a guy who was playing vampires. And Vampires is a very good deck, and it has this combo of Sorin Vein Ripper, right? For the listener, the important part is they power out the 6-drop Vein Ripper on turn 3 of Sorin.
Ooh.
And Vein Ripper is a 6/5 flyer with ward discard a card, and it has this text: whenever a creature dies, you gain 2 life and your opponent loses 2 life. Whenever any creature dies. And so even triggering the ward to target it, you have to sacrifice a creature, so that will drain you. So it's a really tough card to deal with. And I had my opponent pulls off the combo. Well, the combo just being of getting a Vein Ripper and play at turn 3. And so I have a Lightning Axe in hand. So that's like fine.
Mm-hmm.
I play a Picklock Prankster, which is just like, a creature that the deck has. And then I already had a Ledger Shredder in play. And so I play my Picklock Prankster, and then I Lightning Axe to kill the Vein Ripper, ward sacrifice the Picklock Prankster, and then I get my Connive trigger. And so like I'm doing all this stuff, right? Getting my Connive trigger and doing all these things, and then finally comes to combat, and I can attack. And where I'm like, oh, I should attack. I'll just attack, and I just declare attacks to my opponent, despite the fact that Sorin is still on the battlefield with 1 loyalty. And so I attack my opponent instead of the Sorin, and so Sorin lives. And the next turn my opponent untaps, they play another vampire, they plus the vampire with Sorin. Now Sorin's at 2 loyalty, and now I have no creature that can really contest the Sorin. They like kill my Ledger Shredder, and like this Sorin took over the game. So
Wow.
I mean, like
Listener,
this shit happens, but it's
listener,
like,
what did you think of that story? Do you think people just like explaining magic sequences, like who does that hit for?
Oh, you're saying that doesn't hit for our audience?
No, it probably does. It probably does. I mean, I don't know. I want to hear back from our listeners. Like me, from my POV, Zach, I'm supporting you as a friend. So I'm like, my eyes are kind of glazing over, but I'm like,
Okay.
I want to listen and support my boy,
Yeah.
No,
okay.
But keep going.
Well, that was the whole story, right? Is that
so you misplayed? You misplayed. It was like a mentally fatiguing deck. You should have attacked Sorin.
Yeah, I attacked the wrong target because I was like, the thing is, like, you have to keep track of, like, there's all this sequencing stuff, and especially for whatever reason, I mean, it should not be hard, but Ledger Shredder is a hard card because it's when any player casts their second spell. So it's so easy to miss that, right?
Which one is that? I'm going to look that up.
Ledger Shredder is from Streets of New Penna.
Oh,
It's
I knew that.
a 2-mana
the bird
flyer, Bird Advisor. And then it has when any player casts their second spell, it connives.
Wow.
And it has flying. So
speaking of birds, there's a whole bird tribe, crew in Boonesboro. I watched some of that Bloomborough trailer. It looks fucking cute as hell, Zach.
Does
Did you
look
watch it?
very cute. There's some cute cards coming out in Bloomborough.
Looks very
It's
cute.
like, it's crazy. They're like I know it's like technically not like that much more cards than they released than usual. But
Should
like,
we just scroll? Let's do this. I'm gonna open up
cool.
the Scryfall. Let's scroll around. Let's peruse.
But like, okay, so they're doing Bloomborough spoilers now,
Okay.
and then in like September, October, or whatever, we're gonna get the next set, the Duskmourn set.
Yes.
And then
is
in the
Duskmourn
winter-
connected to Bloomborough, or is that the no?
No, it's not connected.
That's
It's-
the one we looked at last week.
That's the one we looked at last week.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going, Clint? Okay, we got Clint in the house. We're gonna get a little draft, I think.
Look at this cute little toad, Clement.
The toads are very cute. All the cards are cute. They know what they're doing with this.
Wait, okay. Before we go any further, Zach, we never talked about how Nagas have been errata'd.
This is true.
Snake.
This is big news. I've been
We've
asking
ne-
about
how-
this for years.
How come we've never talked about this?
Well, because I also don't play EDH anymore. I didn't really play
So it's
EDH
kind of just a hobby.
before.
Folks, Zach has your one EDH deck is a
Yeah.
snake deck. Xyrus.
I'll put it back together eventually. Xyrus is still a good commander.
So are you
Just
going to
wanted
change
to-
the deck now that you have access to Nagas?
I mean, there are some cards. I mean, there are, like, for example, from Modern Horizons 3, there's Fanatic of Ronus, which seems like it's a easy include. But like the deck has very light snake tribal themes. Like it doesn't actually care about snake creature spells that much.
Tor, did you know that Naga has been errata'd to snake now?
Another W for old Zachy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's right. Zachy stays winning. Except if you listen to the first 10 minutes of this episode, you know that's not true.
Oh, it's not? I'm sorry, Zach.
All right.
All right, guys.
Good to see you.
Well, I can explain why I was late.
Okay. Justify yourself.
The
You see
listeners
this?
don't know
Or
you're
your
late.
god.
This fell off my keyboard, and I had to find
so
it.
you've lost D now as well.
It's
how many
still, I
keys
can
are-
type it.
Okay, you
So,
can
right-
press the key. It's just you didn't have the cap.
Yeah, well, there's like a little thing. There's like a little, like, I don't know what to call it, like a nipple that you can press in and
Yes.
it works.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to press the nipple because that seems like it would make the D key stop working sooner. So right now what I'm working with, quotation marks are out of the game for me. I don't know why. That key's out. So also apostrophe. So compound words kind of out of the question. G and H of the old stand were the first to go. I
Now, these
actually
What is your life like?
These
Just get a
don't
new
work.
keyboard.
Like the keyboard doesn't like if you hit it, it doesn't work. It's not just the keycap missing. It's like it just doesn't work.
yeah, it's not the keycap. It's literally like it just won't work.
Okay.
More recently, the most recent one that's actually causing problems is the escape key. That's kind of an important
seems
one.
unnecessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's pretty important.
Yeah,
That
there's
one-
no escape for you, Tor.
That's although like you're like with No Man's Sky, you can remap every key binding, so it hasn't been a problem. But also hyphen's gone. Hyphen's out of the question. I'm pretty sure plus and equals also dead. I think that's all of it from what I can remember.
Tor, is this a laptop or is it a desktop computer?
It's a laptop.
Okay, well that's a bit of a problem.
Well, I could
If it's
I,
You
desktop
could plug
computer-
in a keyboard.
yeah, I
Yeah,
could
you
plug in a
can.
keyboard. I also like if I ever really need something, I have the on-screen keyboard, which is a very handy tool you can use.
Amazing.
Like I quick tabbed it, or I have a hotkey for it, so I can just pop it up.
Oh,
whenever
there
I
you
need
go.
it.
Then you're good for. You're
As
good
long
to
as
go.
I can
then.
keep
You're
this
fine.
going.
You're
It's like-
fine, man.
It's really weird because like I was gonna just try to manually replace the keyboard, but like I have to take out literally everything to get to my keyboard in this computer, which is very frustrating.
Yeah. It is quite a mechanical operation to like replace parts of the keyboard.
It is.
on a
It is.
laptop.
Yeah, it seemed very stressful. I watched a very a very knowledgeable person do it, and it just like every step. He was like, "All right, you just unplug this and take that." I'm like, "Wait, how does that?" And it's like, it's really weird because it's like he just like he'll like see like a wire or something, and he just like I don't know how to build computers, so this is probably just easy, but it looks like he's just like taping a wire to something, and you're like, "Wait, that's what it's like inside there." That's
Yeah,
you
just a lot of wires, just kind of like
yeah, but
hanging out.
yeah. There's no like. I just thought there would like ports or something that you like plug stuff. No, you just put a wire on top of some metal and then tape it down, and oh yeah, I guess that's
Wait, hold on a
1500
sec. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been slowly scrolling through the Bloomberg spoilers as Tor has been regaling us.
Yeah.
And I see a Ral crackling wit.
Yes.
Is this Ral Zarek?
This is Ral.
In
This
the
is
form
Ral
of an
Zarek.
otter?
Oh no.
He's an otter.
We're just full
Hold
furry
on.
now.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a fetish. This
Okay.
came
Yeah.
from something sexual
So,
fetish.
It's like a subtle nod.
The
Tasteful.
lore is that there are only critters on Bloomburrow. There are no humanoids. So if a humanoid creature comes to Bloomburrow via planeswalking, they are transformed into a critter.
Oh, dude, who wrote this set?
Hell
I need the
yeah.
head writer right now.
Hell yeah.
Okay, wait. But wasn't Ral also like the first like gay character in Magic or something like
I
that?
don't think he's the first, but he is a gay character, yes.
Hell yeah.
It just I don't know.
So
It's
are there
a little bit
others
on the
who are
nose to have
here?
your gay character be an otter. At least it's
Oh
not a
my
bear.
god, I didn't even realize. Yeah, he's either. Although he's pretty twinky. I guess you can't turn somebody into a twink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why
You can only go reverse. You can only suffer twink death. You can't.
Yeah.
All twinks eventually become otters.
What?
Okay, wait, what is that right? I feel like I don't know. I never actually looked up. I was just assumed like an otter was just
so
like a smaller
I
bear.
learned this. Nina educated me on this
Shout out Nina.
a little bit earlier. Apparently, I think otters are still slim, but I think it is about the body hair, like your level of body.
Okay, it's a
Oh,
hair
gotcha.
thing.
Now you're an otter.
Wow, wait, we got squirrels in this set. Okay. So
Yeah, okay.
folks, hold on to your squirrel cards.
Each
Hashtag stonks.
each color pair has its own dedicated critter associated to it. So blue-red is otters, black-green is squirrels, red-white is mice, blue-black is rats, white-black is bats, blue-white is birds,
Oh, we got
And-
bears.
so on and so forth. Bears, I don't think are represented. I think bears are like, there are also these elemental calamity beasts.
Gotcha.
Like the one that you're scrolling past right now, that is an elemental bear. But I think the bigger critters are reserved for these calamity beasts.
Okay.
Hold
I
on,
think
so
that-
yeah, I feel like bears would be too big for a critter. What?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That makes sense.
A bear is
Okay.
not a bear is a calamity beast.
Okay.
That's sort of like the two different creature sizes you have in this set are critter and calamity beast.
So, is the estate of Redwall just like gonna sue wizards, or what's happening
Well,
here?
can they? For what?
I
Like
mean,
it
okay.
is about
Should
as close to
Should I do a side by side?
Wait, no, there's a bear.
Yeah, there's a bear. There's an elemental bear. That's the calamity beast.
Oh,
there
the
are
oh,
multiple calamity beasts in the set. Those are kind of like the villain-ish, or like they're like elemental forces. I don't really the story in the set. Honestly, I've not like really paid attention to as much as maybe other sets. Not to say I'm like that much paying attention to the stories, but like
like how can a mouse be a 3/3? Is it like
Yeah.
a giant mouse, or is
no,
it a
it's just
tiny
that,
mouse?
Like on
Maybe-
this plane,
Yeah, size has been. Yeah, the paradigm of size is drastically different now, Tori. You have to
Yeah.
just change your perception. On
Fair
this
enough.
plane.
on this plane, mice can be 3/3s, but that's sort of the vibe, right? Like
Sorry, I'm looking at a Wikipedia page called "Terminology of Homosexuality."
wow, we're learning. We should have
Okay.
done this. We should have done this work during Pride Month.
No, I don't think so. That's
So this is the Redwall.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetic is very clearly being borrowed.
Yeah, it's just like
Borrowed is a good is an
straight
interesting
up.
way of putting it. Like this is pretty much 1-to-1. This is
Yeah,
like
we're entering the phase of Magic in which are we about to fire here?
We have 6.
Me and we have 6. Wow.
Yeah. How much did we do last time for the mystery? 20 or 15?
I mean the ad says 15.
Okay, but I meant just scrap.
Okay. Well,
Tor-
I don't know what you did last time because that's not.
Yes,
Or Zach is leaving his Magic podcast to play Magic early.
that's fair enough.
I guess the flavor. That's on flavor.
I'm thinking though, like if Magic were to just come out and do like I don't know, MTG 50,000 years in the future, and they was like, you know, superhuman, you know, like giant barbarians or something, like warriors fighting, like that would be that's like it's pretty obvious. Like this I'm not a legal head here, but like this seems egregious.
Yeah. Do
right?
we have any lawyers who listen to us?
Feels like
But like,
this is-
okay, but the problem is, sorry, I'm like looking up the price of mystery boosters so I can price this draft. But what the thing is that in order to actually get like sued or whatever, it needs to be like pretty definitive that you stole from this thing, right?
I mean, it seems pretty definitive.
this yeah I
The
this
world,
is like
the style.
it's very like I guess it's well, okay, they did get away with the Harry Potter set. What was that called? Strixhaven. That was pretty 1-to-1 Harry Potter, but like man, it really this
True.
like there's got to be some like licensing here or something, right? Because this is I guess I didn't think about it during like Strixhaven, but this is just straight up copying. Like this isn't like inspired by. This is just we're copying this. This is our shit now. Like we are appropriating your IP, which I guess is a little. Is it better than like, you know, appropriating cultures? Probably a little, but like this is weird, right? This is odd.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, I think Magic in the year of our Lord 2024, they care about just like, you know, crossing off the checkbox, right? Each checkbox in order to like expand their, you know, their overall net, right? So we're gonna do the Assassin's Creed thing, and we're gonna do the Red Wall thing, and we're gonna do the horror set thing, and there's gonna be something for everyone, right? But every individual thing, we're not gonna really stress too much about making it sort of unique anymore, right?
I suppose.
Actually, I don't know if I actually believe that.
Call time.
Because, like, they do put effort into each of these things, but they're not trying any. It seems pretty clear that they're trying to check off these like boxes.
It seems like they're maybe putting effort into like mechanics and you know balancing it and you know what, like obviously it's, but like creatively this is bankrupt.
Yeah. I think
this is really
at the highest level it's bankrupt.
This is
like,
really lazy writing.
I think the individual writers and designers and the people who work at the company care a lot. But I think that the people who are making these decisions, they're like, let's make a Redwall set. Let's do an Assassin's Creed set. Let's do a, you know, modern horror set, like whatever. All those decisions at the highest level are just, you know, pretty vacantly, you know, obvious in their motives.
This is kind of what's hot now. Like, just make it so. Like this is
And it does seem like, just based off of the last few years, like licensing route, and if they don't get it, then they're just like, fuck it,
they'll just make it
do
themselves.
it anyway. I.e. Strixhaven and Bloomburrow.
That is interesting. Yeah, because I was about to like, why wouldn't they just do it? I guess they don't want to do too many universes beyond, even though.
Also it mattered. This is like so minor, but like they don't want to do universes beyond for standard for whatever reason. So they're limiting themselves. This is their level of restraint to one universe's set beyond set per year. Although I think that might change next year. They might have 2 years.
What's the forecast? I think that we're
We're gonna have both Final Fantasy and Marvel, so there's gonna be 2 next
Oh god.
the Marvelification will be complete.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, when they
prophecy
do
will
the
have been
Marvel.
fulfilled.
Yeah.
Legal. Like I think both the Marvel and the Final Fantasy set will be modern legal. So
Well-
enjoy, guys. Modern, I don't play modern, but modern is such a silly format right now. Like it's been completely reworked by Modern Horizons 3, and maybe I guess the one deck that still survived from the previous modern format is Living End, but I think it's very different.
What do you think? What are they going to do with Final Fantasy? Is it going to, because there's like 100 different stories in Final Fantasy.
It's a full
Yeah.
set. I was watching someone's thread. Who's that? Gavin, who calls in sometimes. I think Gavin is the lead designer, and he was saying they're taking from like everything from Final Fantasy 1 up to like 16 or something.
Wow.
That's going to be a fucking
Wow.
mess. They couldn't even like, they couldn't do Warhammer like justice. They couldn't do Fallout justice, like, because there's like in Final Fantasy is like 10 times.
Yeah,
Like-
and each one is a different world. So that's a great point. It's like exponentially more.
It's gonna be like Kafka.
Most
It's gonna be
iconic
fun.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so they'd probably do. What would it be like? Because did you say it's a commander set, or is
No,
it
it's a full on.
It's a full
Yeah,
on
I think
set.
it's
So it's
crap.
not even like they can't like group it into like villains and good guys. It's just gonna be
Oh,
like.
it will for sure have commander decks associated with it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. So maybe we'll get like.
Commander decks with it nowadays.
Well, how would they even do that? Because it would be like, they'd be like, all right, this commander deck is, I don't know, I only know like 3 Final Fantasy characters. This is going to be Kefka, and then this is going to be Sephiroth. And then the only one I played was number 10, because that was
sure.
that
What's
was
the
like the
name?
one that, what?
What's the
Sin?
name?
Wasn't it Sin?
No, the good guy, the one that like.
Oh,
you know,
Titus?
Titus.
There's
Yeah,
Titus, and then there's Sin, and then there's Jekt, who's his dad and also the bad guy, because of course.
I did not play 10, so I don't know. I've only played a few Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, 10 I like beat, and I was like, I don't think I need to do another one of these. Did you play any Final Fantasy, Belly?
I never finished 10. I remember having it on PS2, and then I did play like 1 and 2 on like Game Boy Advance, which was pretty fun. But there's not really a story for those, or like it's not readily accessible. I don't know.
I lost your entire answer. You played like Tactics, maybe? I'm guessing. I'm trying to.
Oh, I
extract
played
it.
Tactics.
Wait, can you hear me? Am I?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I just sometimes my internet freezes,
Oh.
and then it's silence, so I have to stand there. Like,
All right.
I hope it's not
I
just
have to-
silence right now.
I have to.
Zach, are you-
But well,
Good luck,
Enjoy.
Zach.
Will you be back, Zach, or this is it?
I mean, we'll see. Probably
Okay.
Probably not, but
Well,
Bye.
try to come back at least once. All right, bye. I love you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
bye, Zach. Do you know anything about Modern Horizons?
No. Well, I bought a MH3 commander deck, Tor. There was
you're using the precon.
the dwarf, yeah, it was really good. I'm not gonna change it. I think I'm just gonna rock it for now.
You're just gonna ride. So I brought up the Final Fantasy wiki
Yes.
on Magic the Gathering. I can
Mhm.
share it with you. So I
Please.
can share the screen so we can
Share it
get
with
to the
our
bottom of this.
listeners.
We're gonna investigate
Um,
this in real time.
But what I was saying, Tor, was I played some of 10. I had it on PS2, but I don't think I ever finished. And then I played like 1 and 2 on Game Boy Advance. There was like a cartridge that had like 1, 2, and 3 on it, which was really amazing as a kid.
Those would probably be more fun for me because it's like, you know, like it's a pixel sprites. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's very similar to like I played like Dragon Warriors, but like so I played 10 and like the vibes I didn't vibe with it. It's like
Mhm.
it's very like cutesy and like, you know, you can do it and like everything's, but it's like the backdrop is something like really serious and stuff, and it just like I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I was kind of
Oh boy. Well, listener, here I am. Tor has fallen off. I think his internet maybe just cut out. I'm gonna message him, but also I have a little rant to go on. Okay, he's back. You're back.
well, that was really weird. I got like kicked out of StreamYard. It was just like, fuck you. You're something
back.
went wrong. It's probably my fucking internet connection. Okay, I'm gonna present the Final Fantasy.
Okay.
No, but it's really it was such a weird game. It like, and I don't know if other Final Fantasies were like that, but it's like, you know, like the final boss is like 8 different forms.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
know,
They love doing that shit.
it's so weird. It was so weird, and like it's just like I don't know. Every character in it was just so.
Okay, this is interesting. Final Fantasy is a crossover product based on Final Fantasy, a Japanese science fantasy anthology media franchise. Science fantasy is such an interesting genre. I guess it. Yeah.
That's such a, like science. There's a hard link. I don't know.
Yeah.
What it would, I don't know. What it would probably take us to like Wikipedia. Yeah, create whatever. People know what Final Fantasy is. First game. So this is the Magic fandom wiki. Okay, the central conflict in Final Fantasy. Yeah. Of course. That's how the central conflict in many Final Fantasy games focuses on a group of characters battling an evil and sometimes ancient antagonist that dominates the game's world.
Thank you, Wiki.
That's the story.
Thank you, Wiki.
So Mark. Okay. Oh, so there's literally it's all TBA. It's all.
Oh, right.
God damn it! I just like I want some information on how they're gonna try to do this. Stories frequently emphasize the internal struggles, but dude, this
click on. Sorry. What are you reading?
What should I click on? I was just this all seems. King.
Can you click on this is considered a tentpole release comparable with the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. That's down at marketing. I want to see what tentpole release.
Oh, tentpole release. Okay.
Yeah. I want to see what that means on the Magic Wiki.
Tentpole sets.
Tor, what are your top 3 wikis?
My top 3 wikis that I spend the most time on?
Yeah.
I'll shout out hold on. I'll bring it up right now. This is the greatest wiki ever assembled. And I don't it's probably the most comprehensive. Like there's literally like they sell books.
Oh,
that,
hell yeah.
But share this tab and
No. I was booted there, Tor.
Wait, really? Okay.
Yeah,
so
we were both booted. I think it's StreamYard. I think StreamYard is
StreamYard's having
conspiring.
a issue. Okay, I switched over. I'm no longer on the 5G. I switched over to my 4G router because the signal's a little better usually.
Well, I was booted too, so there's just some dead space there. Incredible.
Well, that's so weird. Okay, hold on. Did you get to where I presented the greatest wiki?
No, we no. So
okay, good.
I'm happy.
I'm gonna put it up right now.
Okay, the big reveal, folks.
UESP, the unofficial Elder Scrolls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is an insane amount of like. This
lore.
Is like a lovingly crafted. It's so good. They're like random page. It's got it all.
Ula.
While as a black wolf companion of Huntmaster Canyar can be found. I think
this is a good one, and it goes. I assume it goes through all the different games and all.
Yes,
of the...
well, it's actually interesting. Look at here. So content. They divide it really well. So if you like want to look up like how a specific Daedric god like pertains to Skyrim, you would go to like Skyrim and then the Daedric god like Hermaeus Morrison. But the lore content is insane.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many like just
hell yeah.
Look, there's a cuisine. They have a cuisine. Altmer cuisine, Argonian cuisine, Bosmer cuisine. I think Bosmer is like what else? They're like they can only eat like meat or something like that. They're like anti-vegetarians because they like worship trees.
Hell yeah.
The Bosners do not eat anything made from plant life. Fruits are only allowed if they have already fallen from a tree, and the seeds must be replanted lest they face the wrath of the forest. That's my. What about you? You got a favorite wiki?
I do. I have it loaded up.
Bring it up.
Which you showed me the Elder Scroll wiki. I will raise you, Tor. The Dwarf Fortress wiki.
Oh god.
Which I lean on heavily. There's not. I mean, it's interesting. I always just Google etc. Dwarf Fortress wiki and go directly. So I'm not seeing a lot of like the general just go, but I do see milking, which is its own. Okay, so this is a post for milk. Milk is produced extracted from milkable creatures. Milk can be made into cheese or used in cooking prepared meals. It cannot be consumed as is. Milk is found under liquid in the stock screen. And then shows all the milkable creatures. Yeah, there's just so much. Dwarven ice cream.
The bugs are always funny in Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, I feel like Dwarf Fortress is just really more bugs than features. Or bugs that have lasted for so long, they're just features now. Here, I'll go to so I'm looking at the list from Milk of milkable creatures, and I'll go to Purring Maggot. Which Purring Maggot are a type of cavern living vermin notable for being the only underground source of milk known as dwarven milk. I didn't know that. But yeah, this is definitely because I'm Dwarf Fortress pilled, this is like my sacred text.
It is really sad to just sometimes spend multiple hours just reading something I also the Lexicanium for 40K, that one's huge.
Okay,
that one's insane.
The Game of Thrones wikis are sometimes fun too, because it's just there's so much fucking lore there too.
I've spent time there just because I want to look. I've never read the books or anything, but
it's fucking sick. If you go to the Game of Thrones wiki and go to the Aegon line of succession, and then let's see. Oh, this is okay. Warhammer, hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
this is sick. Well, Warhammer has thousands of years of history.
Armies,
literally.
Well, that's actually it's real. I feel like I don't do a good enough job describing this. It's the way they set up the lore is so insane, and I don't want to see commercials. So insane, and you'll an event will happen. You'll know kind of the outcome of the event because it'll be alluded to in some paragraph in a codex, and then they'll write 100 book. Okay, here. So I'm reading through the Horus Heresy, and I saved a picture, and I want to show you how insane the lore is. Give me,
please.
What did I save it under?
I'm remembering I need to buy the games from the Steam. The Steam sale ends tomorrow.
Oh, so
yeah,
that's when I bought No Man's Sky.
Oh hell yeah! We gotta play No Man's Sky Tor.
I know we do. I still need to get off the first planet. I bought a bunch of games during the summer sale, so I'm playing Outer Worlds.
Oh hell yeah! Should I buy Outer Worlds? I've heard so much good stuff about it.
I don't know if I can recommend it. I think it's definitely well crafted RPG with lots of different ways to complete quests, and lots of dialogue, and it's very very well crafted dialogue trees and all, so everything you can expect from an Obsidian game.
Yeah,
the actual mechanics of the game are very lazy. So they introduced this really interesting concept called a flaw system. So if you fight too many arachnids or like slug type creatures, I guess, you can end up with something called like slug phobia or something, which, and you have a chance to you have a chance to either take this flaw or reject the flaw. And if you take the flaw, you get something called a perk.
Mm-hmm.
And if you reject it, just nothing happens. And there would be, you think that's like an interesting, like, you know, trade-off, but every flaw is so bad. Like it'll drastic reductions of stats when you're fighting something, huge like weaknesses to like plasma or something.
Okay.
So there's only like a couple flaws that are even worth taking. Like the one that the only flaw I found myself taking was one that was like you become weaker when you're encumbered, which you're already weaker anyways. You don't want to spend the game encumbered. So I took that. That made sense. And you get a perk, but also the perks aren't that special or anything.
Right.
And there's a lot of like redundant enemies. Like they didn't spend a lot of time. Like it's a lot of talking, and then you know some like fun action, but like the enemies are very like.
What's its It has like a lineal connection to Fallout, right? What's its connection?
I don't know if there's a connection. There
wait, hold on. Yeah, Tim Kaine. Okay, I remember reading this at the time. Yes, Tim Kaine, vice presidential nominee and senator, also is a director on the Outer Worlds. Who used to, let's see, Timothy Kaine, an American video game developer, best known as the creator, producer, lead programmer, and one of the main designers of the 1997 game Fallout.
Okay, yeah, there definitely is. Like, I do get like while I'm playing it, I'm like they're kind of like they're trying to like reboot a Fallout type universe, but again, it takes place in a distant star system that's like a colony, and like everything's kind of shitty, and it's very like I was afraid it was going to be like because you know like in one of the first scenes like this old scientist basically like you're a colonist aboard a ship and this or like in hibernation, and this like mad scientist looking dude like he thaws you out and he's like, I need you to help me like save the rest of your crew and you know like whatever. But like one of the first things he says, he's like running from the planetary defense, he's like says something along the lines of like up yours bootlickers, and I was just like, oh fucking Jesus, not this. Like, not the like. Yeah, I know corporations are bad. I don't need this jammed down my throat. But I will say, like, in credit, because like Oblivion, or I keep wanting to say Oblivion. Obsidian does great dialogue options, so you can be like,
oh, that's cool.
If somebody's being like annoying, you can just be like, no, fuck you. Like, it's better than anarchy. Like, kind of thing. Like, you know, like. So there are interesting choices. Like I was subtly surprised at like how pragmatic the game lets you be, like in terms of like, you know, it's complicated, guy. Like it's not just like blow everything up for the sake of like revolution or whatever.
Should I get Starfield? Speaking of sci-fi connections,
that's the Bethesda one, right?
Yeah. It's 33% off, Tor.
I think it probably is a decently fun game because I've never played it, but like people who are hating on Fallout 4, I loved Fallout 4. I thought that was a great game. Oh, another complaint about
yes. Sorry, we're doing video game corner now, listeners.
This is silly. But like oh dude, I already lost it. I was
sorry, I distracted. Outer Worlds.
No, but yeah, I know it was another complaint about Outer Worlds, but it's a fun. I'd give it a recommend because I'm having fun playing it.
Okay.
It's just there's like there's I feel like they didn't balance like action and like exposition very well. So there's like a lot of dialogue, which is fun, but sometimes I want to shoot something. I don't want to spend an hour playing a game and not shoot something. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Which I remembered what it was. So yeah, I definitely got like vibes that there was definitely like Fallout type of like stuff. Everything's pretty junky. You know, like people like, you know, are scraping by like to survive. But I also got like heavy Borderlands type feel from it. It's kind of a merging of those. I do want to share with you something that we moved past, but I
Please.
I want to show you how insane just trying to like parse Warhammer lore is. Not that one. I gotta find it's a fucking file. It's a picture I have saved, so hopefully it'll let me bring that up. Window, there it is. Share, damn it. Can you see this?
Yes. Okay, here we go.
So this is the Horus Heresy, which is kind of like a central theme, and this is how you should read the books.
Wait, each of those rectangles are books?
Yes.
Oh.
So start with Horus Rising, book 1.
My God. Wait, are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Wait, zoom out again. Listener, another plug for YouTube. Okay.
This is it just wrapped up like this year, basically. The end of the Death Volume 3 is kind of the last of it. So you finally figure out how the Emperor like got. Sorry, go.
We're looking at a flow chart, and the rectangles. I've been informed the small rectangles as the little nodes in this flow chart.
So
I've been informed
novellas,
are books or novellas.
Short stories.
There's probably at least 50.
300-page books. 50
to 70 by my estimation.
I looked it up one time, and it's something along the lines of around 50. So
wow.
Damn, you're good at reading flowcharts. But yeah, no. I cannot recommend The Flight of the Eisenstein enough. It is one of the best books I've ever read, period. It's so good. But
can you just drop in? Can you just drop into that?
I don't know.
You got to do the first 4 according to this.
No, you just have to have like some familiarity about like what happens in the like. The Horus Heresy was basically just a gigantic civil war that fucked everything up, and it's very interesting. But like, the Flight of the Eisenstein is basically the story of like the Civil War starts. There's kind of like a small betrayal, and then there's a massive betrayal that like no one on Terra knows about. So the Flight of the Eisenstein is this ship called the Eisenstein that like they figure out what's going on. They just have to like rush to Terra to warn everyone of like what's going on, and it's so epic. Like Nathaniel Garrow is like kind of the main character, and he's so cool. He's so cool, and but it's very like it's great. I can't recommend it enough. That's my plug for 40K books. It's obvious. Not all these are like full books, although most of them are. But it's so crazy how. Although, see, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. All of this, like, so Black Library is the publishing wing of Games Workshop, and I didn't actually look this up. I think I just heard it offhandedly mentioned, so it could be wrong. But they make up about like 2.5% of the total revenue that Games Workshop takes in. But so it's like not even that big. They could ditch this thing like a fucking appendix, and probably it wouldn't affect their bottom line immediately. But like they understand like the importance of like lore in drawing people to like tabletop games.
Yeah.
So like driving.
It's like a good invest. Yeah. What is it? Is Lost Leader? Not really, but kind of.
What does Lost Leader mean?
Let's look it up on Wikipedia.
This is the look-up show.
Looking things up. A loss leader is a pricing strategy where a product is sold at a price below its market cost to stimulate other sales of more profitable goods or services.
Oh, I see. So it could be
not really a loss leader, I think, because it's not being sold below its market. It's just like a thing that stimulates the sale of the main hoggy items.
Do we have any business majors here?
Yeah.
Just shout it out.
Do we have any lawyers or business majors? Probably not.
That's why my 40K. I got dropped again for a second. Did you get kicked out?
No, I'm good. We're good.
Oh,
we're powering through, listener. The fates are conspiring against us this ep, but we're powering through for you.
So back to No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
What? How far do I have to get before I can like start like customizing stuff and like or just being able to like play with other people?
Yeah. So if from your save to get to the like the multiplayer area, you pretty much just have to get to space.
You just have to
I think
rebuild
like
your ship.
yeah. So honestly, I think you can get there in under an hour of play. For sure. You can even what's that?
So I landed on like kind of like a boring planet.
Yeah.
Although I like, well, I started like it took me a few because you know like it sets you off and you're like it's like oh quick repair your life support before you like cook and I was like oh crap
Yeah.
I don't know how
yeah.
to do this. So like
Yeah, it's
so like
it's,
the first I started like multiple and then like so like my third guy that I started I landed on just like this ice world. It's like every other planet I landed on was like kind of cool and fun to explore, but now I'm stuck in this ice world. There's like nothing that fun about it, or nothing that like cool to like run around and look at, you know.
For the most part, planets are pretty boring. There are like some aspects of it, and there's crafting and there's like exploration, but yeah, for the most part, walking on a planet is pretty boring.
Well, I'm having fun. Like I liked that aspect. Like on the other planets I started, there was kind of like cool. It was cool looking and stuff, and I got to like. But yeah, no, I. It's weird. So now I'm on this like ice planet. I'm just kind of like I was allowed to see like how far away from my ship I could get, and then like I couldn't find out. I couldn't find like the marker to get back, and so I'm still like trying to figure it out. But so I just have to get to space before I can. Go crazy.
You have to do a few things, but yeah, once you're in space, you can kind of go crazy. And then, like, yeah, there's like maybe from doing a few runs, like 5 to 10 hours is when it really like snowballs and exponentially like you can just keep getting because right now you're just your dude, right? You're like little space explorer. But then you get a spaceship, and then you can get multiple spaceships, and then you can get kind of like a mothership that you put your spaceships in, and then you can build bases, and then you can get other vehicles. Yeah,
that's what I want to do. I want to build a base. Are there like enemies ever? I know it's like most. Okay,
there's enemies.
Okay, I'm excited. I like base building. That's always fun for me.
Wow. Well, I'm so excited.
Like the Lego tick I have in myself. So I mean I got like one thing we can talk about, or we could wrap it up. If you want.
What? Well, can you give me a teaser?
Have you ever heard of Love Has Won?
No. I mean, we have to talk about it now.
Okay. It's on HBO Max, and it's I think it because
yes, I've watched this. I've watched this. Yes.
Documentaries have gotten so bad lately.
Yes.
So awful. It's the first so I watched this. I'm like, this is the greatest cult documentary I have ever watched.
Yes.
There's like one sympathetic person in the entire thing.
Yes.
Like everyone like
we watched this. This fucking blew my mind when we watched this. It's so good.
It's so good. Like but yeah, no, I was just like, it's like the first like cult documentary where I like didn't really. There was like the one guy I kind of feel bad for was the Marine guy. It's like,
which one was that the second wife or second husband?
Okay, so as far as I can remember, there was the first father god. But for those of you at home, it's a cult. There's a cult leader named Mother God.
And the Galactic Federation of Light.
Yeah, so she's working at McDonald's, and she's got like kids and stuff, and she's like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like doing this. I'm gonna leave one day. So she's just like it's like her birthday or something. She just leaves her life behind, and she shacks up with this old hippie. He becomes the first father god. I think she learned from the old hippie how to be like. She was like
just
kind of
crazy,
apprenticing under her.
Yeah.
And then there was the next father god was kind of just like loose, just mentioned like briefly because he kind of like realized, oh, this is fucked up and I'm getting out of here. Third father god I think was the Marine guy.
Okay.
I think.
Yes. I know. He was very gentle.
Yeah, he was like, and it was like the way she treated. She was like, "Sorry, bitch, your father multiverse." That was her. That was what she got out of it. And she was like, Well, guys, just watch this fucking
Yeah, just
documentary.
watch it.
Like,
I
her
mean, it
pantheon of
starts
gods
off.
involves like Robin Williams, Donald Trump.
Colloidal silver.
Yes, she well, that's what like kind of ends up killing her. Well, no, I think the alcoholism killed her. But like,
Yeah.
it's dude, it's so good.
It's so
like
good.
I want to shout that out because I feel like documentaries have gotten just awful lately. Did you watch Quiet on Set?
No, what is that?
That's
That's
the
the
Dan
like
Snyder
Nickelodeon one.
Yeah, and it is actually like interspersed in there are some like really fucked up things that happen.
Sure.
But the documentary essentially exonerates Dan Schneider. Like they like make it. It's like he made employees give him back rubs, like not like the kids, like people working under him give him back rubs, and that's inappropriate in the workplace. That's fucked up. It's like you can't just put that into like a documentary that's like ostensibly about child abuse and like of child stars, and it's like they were like there's instances where it's like there was like there was like people getting molested, right? And like, but there was also interspersed with things like just specifically there was a scene where they did it. There's like a character on it, all that called like the Nose, and he's a superhero, right? And like he sneezes and people get like snot shot in their face, and like that's just a kid's joke. Okay, you sneeze, snot, but like they show the scene where like this kid like sneezes on like the mayor of the town, and the mayor gets like snot in his face, and then it cuts to like this journalist, and she's just like, that's a cum shot joke, a black cum shot joke. And it's just like, no, it's not. It's just a stupid kid. Stop this.
Right,
like
right.
Documentaries don't need to be 8 fucking episodes long. Give us like the bad stuff and stop trying to fill it with all this crap.
Yeah, the filler is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, Love is One, speaking of, was only like 4 or 5 eps. That's what's good about it.
Perfect episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, the final Father God, I think, is like,
oh my god, he's
like
awesome.
The Joker.
He's
so,
awesome.
So fucking insane.
I fucking love that guy.
he's just like he's irredeemable. He's an evil person, but like, well, I don't want to say irredeemable. Come on,
yes.
Everyone is
listener. I don't fucking love that guy, but he was a compelling character. I wanted to just make that straight.
There's so many little characters, like the 2 ladies that like kind of are trying to continue on.
Yes,
like there's so much,
and that's what I'll say. So again, folks, Love is One on HBO Max. It's following the Galactic Federation of Light and Amy Carlson, her cult, Mother God. But I think the access that the interviewers had, I remember reading this because I was like astonished how open everyone was with like on camera. And I think I remember reading that the documentarian, like they started before she died, obviously. And then all of this, they started before she died, like under different pretenses. Yeah.
Obviously, because there's sorry.
So they had like made contact and were starting this process. And I think and this is interesting. I didn't know this at the time, but they were like big QAnon. They were like woven into QAnon. And so I think that was the pretense it was started on. But then Mother God started, all of that happened, which is the kind of the focus of the show. And then they like kind of pivoted to that.
Yeah, there's hardly any, there's like, it's there, like they're like, oh, they don't even know they've joined us. All those Q people, they're part of Mother God's plan. We got them under our thumb and they don't even realize it. But that's just like part. I think one of the funniest scenes in that is like she's got like this collage of like her galactic council, yes. I want to say, and it's Robin Williams is the big one, Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, I guess. But it's just like, it's obviously just like characters like she identified with. But then, so they're like, and these are all dead now, but they talk to me because they're part of the Galactic Council. Then there's like Donald Trump's in the middle. Then she realizes that Donald Trump is still alive. She's like, oh, but he's still alive. He's part of the Galactic Council. It's so good. It's just
it's really good.
And
then, like,
at the end when sorry.
No. Say what you're gonna say.
I was just gonna say, like, every character is like just like a uniquely interesting scumbag.
Yeah.
Like Archangel Michael, the guy who steals. He's basically he's like the guy. He's like the guy with like the business acumen who kind of creates a business, because they're like, we're not like other hippies. Like, we actually have a plan to like make money and all this stuff. And so like the guy that was in charge of all their like finance and stuff at the end, he just fucking clears out the bank account.
Yeah. Well, they like the kind of like the exit interviews and then the final exit stuff like right at the end. Like those were like the final exit interviews happened like weeks after she died. Sorry, spoiler alert.
But they're not.
Well,
but she's ascended
she's
now. Yeah,
she's ascended. She's not dead. She's ascended. But like the access is crazy. It's fucking crazy access into these people's minds.
Yeah, it's like some people like start off sympathetic, but you kind of see like document. I've looked up her other films. They're not really like, one is about like a sperm a guy who owned a sperm clinic and was just like using his own sperm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch that, but it's probably really good. But like, dude, I'm gonna watch everything this woman makes, because this is like the best documentary I've seen in a long ass time. But I think that's probably a good place to end.
Yeah. So
thoughts.
listener, go watch Love Has Won. Go tell us your favorite wiki in the mailbag.
What is your favorite wiki?
What else should people do?
Read Flight of the Eisenstein. If you know nothing about Warhammer 40K, you probably won't understand what's going on. But I just finished like the audiobook.
Buy your games on sale. Never buy a game on Steam for full price. Always just wait for sales. Do that. That's just a general rule.
Should sue Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
I feel like eventually they're going to step on an IP that's going to be like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? Like, I'm going to fight you on this.
Inshallah, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Tor, I love you. I love you,
too,
listeners. Belly. We'll see you later. Bye.